Major announcement today from the Masters tournament. Chairman Fred Ridley in a statement saying that Augusta National.
Shocking news has just hit the golf world by storm. And what this means for this year's Masters tournament will most definitely surprise you. Regardless of the ongoing feud between the PGA Tour and the Saudi-backed circuit, Augusta National has announced that they will invite players who meet their current criteria to participate in the 2023 Masters. This means that eligible LIV golfers would be teeing off at the Augusta National Golf Club. You see, the possibility that those who decamp to LIV Golf would be excluded from the Masters tournament was believed to be a strong deterrent to others who contemplated similar moves. But guess what? The Masters tournament decided they will make no new changes to their invitational criteria for at least next year. So, if you don't think this is major news, then we really don't know what is. But what does this mean for the game of golf? Is the PGA Tour losing its war against the Rebel League with the Masters not banning LIV golfers? Keep an eye out for more details. The Masters tournament, which began in 1934, is one of golf's 4 major competitions, along with the US Open, the British Open, and the PGA Championship. And now, the event, which is held every April at the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia, is set to open its doors to eligible LIV golfers, confirming last week that players from the Saudi-backed series will be eligible to play in the 2023 Masters if they meet the qualifying criteria. With the PGA Tour having suspended players who switch allegiance to LIV Golf, this announcement will be viewed as a major victory for the Saudi-funded series. And it's only understandable because LIV Golf has lured away some of the PGA Tour's top guns with huge sums of money and mind-blowing contracts, leading to a simmering feud within the game. LIV golfers may have been banned from the PGA Tour, but Augusta National has stated that they won't be following the PGA Tour and not allowing LIV golf pros in the upcoming Masters. This may come as a surprise, but if you've been following up on the latest developments, especially when R&A Chief Executive Martin Slumbers took a similar stance in July, stating that it wasn't on their agenda to restrain LIV golf players from participating in the 2023 Open Championship, you'll realize that the eligible Rebels were well on their way to participating in the forthcoming tournament even before Augusta's official announcement. In a strongly worded statement released by Masters Chairman Fred Ridley, he expressed his disappointment in the trajectory of men's professional golf and also a desire to ensure the field at the Masters includes all the best players in the world, irrespective of whatever tour they currently play on, as long as they meet the requirements. Ridley stated that the aim of the tournament, since its inception in 1934, was not just to benefit the game of golf, but to assemble the world's finest and leading players to compete for a place in history at the Augusta National Golf Club. The reason being is that it provides a stage for fans to experience amazing and dramatic moments of competition at the highest level and promotes the sport both locally and abroad. While taking a jab at both tours for letting the feud get in their way to benefit the game, Ridley cited legends like Ben Hogan, Arnold Palmer, Tom Watson, Sam Snead, Jack Nicklaus, Gene Sarazen, Byron Nelson, and others who inspired some to follow in their footsteps, play, and enjoy the game. According to Augusta National's chairperson, these heroes showed maximum respect for those who came before them, left a mark, blazed a trail for future generations, and even supported the game, and as a result, golf became a lot better because of them. Fred also lamented the divisions within the game presently. While obviously referring to the frequent name-calling and back and forth between LIV Golf and the PGA Tour, he said the recent actions, which have greatly polarized men's professional golf, had diminished its meaningful legacies and the virtues of those who built it. However, while admitting that Augusta is disappointed in the developments, he stated that their focus remains to honor the tradition of uniting a preeminent field of golfers in the 2023 edition. He also didn't fail to rule out amending the club's qualifying criteria in the distant future. Therefore, as we send out invitations this week, we will only invite those players eligible under our current criteria to feature in the 2023 Masters tournament. As we have previously said, we look at every aspect of the tournament yearly, and any changes or modifications to the criteria for invitation for future tournaments will be announced in April, he concluded. Following his announcement, it's easy to deduce that Augusta may likely initiate a change in its participation criteria, but not for the 2023 edition. So it begs the question, which LIV golfers are we expected to see at the Masters this April? Under current criteria, there are 16 players from the controversial LIV Golf already eligible for the 2023 Masters. This includes 6 past Green Jacket winners: Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, Patrick Reed, Sergio Garcia, Charles Schwartzel, and Bubba Watson, former U.S. Open champion Bryson DeChambeau, British Open champion Cameron Smith, and former PGA and U.S. Open champion Brooks Koepka will also receive invitations alongside champions of the 3 other majors, earning 5-year Masters exemptions. Taylor Gooch and Joaquin Niemann also earned invites after qualifying for the Tour's season-ending PGA Tour Championship before ditching the PGA Tour. And that's not all. Players who finish the year in the top 50 in the world rankings will also earn invitations. While LIV currently doesn't offer world ranking points, only 5 of its players will finish the year ranked reasonably high to earn spots: Jason Kokrak, Kevin Na, Harold Varner III, Louis Oosthuizen, and Abraham Ancer. As Ridley noted in his statement, there will be no changes in the Masters criteria for the forthcoming tournament, so any modifications to eligibility will be made next April, which is the tradition. As you can imagine, there is a division drawn along party lines in the golf community over the decision. Some say that the only way for Augusta to be truly a best-of tournament is if the game's best compete with the best, with others vowing to resist the action. Dame Laura, Sky Sports golf analyst who is also a 4-time major champion, admitted that seeing the best players coming together is a step in the right direction for the game. She admitted that although LIV has caused a rift in men's golf, what all golf fans are concerned about is seeing the best players coming together to play competitively. However, an advocacy group that comprises survivors and family members of the World Trade Center attack, known as the 9/11 Families United, issued a statement calling on Augusta National to reconsider their decision. Terry Strada, a woman who lost her husband Tom in the World Trade Center attack and who has spent months lashing out at players who have chosen to participate in the Saudi-backed league, stated that it was horrifying to see that the game was going to be played out in Augusta, the one place she hoped LIV golf players would never be able to play in. She also vowed that the group would go on a protest if the decision wasn't reversed. Terry's statement shouldn't come as much of a surprise because LIV golf events around the U.S. have been met with protests by 9/11 advocacy groups, and the Upstart Series believes the PGA Tour played a role in it. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Saudi-backed series has gone to court with the accusation that the tour secretly funded and coordinated the protests seen at LIV tournaments in a bid to maintain its unlawful monopoly. The LIV filing stated that the PGA Tour knew how awful it would look if its fingerprints were visible on the campaign to connect LIV Golf to the September 11th tragedy, so it hid behind clout. Well, it remains to be seen how this fresh legal battle pans out. But with this recent development in the golf world, what's the possibility of a peace agreement between LIV Golf and the PGA Tour? You see, we really don't think it'll have any impact in the short term. You would recall that Rory Mclroy and Tiger Woods, and even LIV Golf CEO Greg Norman, have pointed out pretty clearly that there are multiple lawsuits, both in the US and the UK. So long before we ever get to a point where both sides can actually sit and have some sort of meaningful dialogue, those lawsuits are going to have to come to pass. However, it is worth noting that these LIV golfers only qualify for the Masters based on the fact that the Rebel League is still new. So as the years go by, fewer of them will be eligible to participate since they haven't played a PGA event for almost 5 years. Post-2026, only golfers ranked in the top 50 in the world will be eligible, and in the event the PGA Tour gets its way, none of the Rebel Tour events will be considered for rankings. But do you see Augusta National modifying the eligibility criteria after the 2023 edition? For more intriguing golf content from us, click this video showing on your screen right now.